Hello and welcome to the What Culture Wrestling News here on this solo Monday with myself, Andrew Pollard. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, follow, all of that good generic stuff to get out there. Most importantly, I hope you have a very, very good Monday. If you're wondering where everybody else is on Monday, it's a bank holiday. It's a public holiday over here in the UK, which means you get the job squad today. It's AJP. I don't really know. But I'm here with your wrestling news. There's no editors, there's no nothing. This is just me talking away into the atmosphere. But there's news on FTR have been left out of, well, will be left out of AEW Fight Forever. There's some big news on Vince Russo serving as a consultant recently in terms of WWE and the USA Network. And also there's some update on WWE morale because, hey, no Vince McMahon. Crazy how things turn out like that. But the FTR news to start things off with, and this comes from Fightful Select from Sean Rossap over there, who obviously they always do such great stuff, and talked about how Fight Forever, the video game that is coming up at some point, all we know is it's going to be released in 2022. So who knows? That could be next month. It could be the end of the year. But yeah, Fightful reporting that FTR will not be in the game. Now, of course, FTR are the best tag team on the planet, are one of the hottest acts in AEW, period. Two of the finest workers in the company, in the world, you could say. I mean, in particular, Dax Harwood is having just a stunning Wrestler of the Year candidate sort of year. But FTR are not going to be in Fight Forever. Now, there's no reason given for this. They were due to be in the game. They had they got to the model phase, I think was the phrase I saw Fightful use, which is essentially when obviously you get all the body scans, the facial scans to be in the video game. And for whatever reason, FTR are not going to be in. Now, to me, that's just like, really? Really? And for Dax and Cash as well, this report adds that they weren't exactly happy when they got the phone call to break this news to them because, I mean, when a wrestler or a talent or somebody, or Fred Durst, if we're going back to the old SmackDown days, when somebody appears in a video game, of course, that comes with a nice little extra paycheck, with a bonus, a significant bonus, I think was the term that Fightful used. And so if FTR aren't in, they do not get that bonus. It's a weird one. It's a very strange one. I mean, we don't, in terms of the roster, the full roster for Fight Forever has not been revealed as of this recording. But I mean, we've seen that Kenny's going to be in, Kenny Omega, of course, Chris Jericho, CM Punk, Adam Cole, Baby, Chris Statlander, Britt Baker, Hikaru Shida, we've Jungle Boy, we've seen Owen Hart as well. We've seen lots of people who are going to be in the game, but it's like, to me, it just seems strange not to have FTR, one of your biggest acts, going to be absent from the game. I mean, maybe they come in as some sort of DLC down the line, but hey, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But if that wasn't surprising enough news for me to be greeted by this morning, the other surprise news was Vince Russo has been serving as a WWE consultant for USA Network in secret for the past 2 years. Where does this news come from? Of course, it comes from Vince Russo himself. Now, USA Network or WWE neither have moved to make any comment on this as of this recording. But yeah, Russo took to his YouTube channel, The Brand, as it's called, bro, and just went like, basically, I've got a big secret. I'm going to come clean. Here we are. I've been working for the USA Network as a consultant, a WWE consultant, going back to, what was it? He said it was just before WrestleMania in 2020. So that'd be WrestleMania 35? No, 36, 36. Hey, it's a Monday. I've not had much coffee yet. So yeah, it's 2 years that Russo has been working in this role, according to Russo himself, of course. As he puts it here, I've been keeping a little secret for the last 2+ years that I want to talk about on this show. I want to come clean. People tell me I do not know what I'm talking about. See that. When I start talking about the network, people actually think they know more about the network and where the network stands pertaining to Raw and its audience and its numbers than I do. Well, bro, I'm going to break the news to you on this show. I've not said this publicly before. From Mania, pre-Mania, bro, it was right before Mania in 2020, up until this past Mania in 2022. So basically, bro, for 2 years, I was consulting for the USA Network, bro. I did not add any extra bros there. That is a legit transcription from The Brand with Vince Russo. He goes on to kind of reiterate that basically it's his way of those people that say Russo doesn't know what he's on about, that he has no idea in terms of Raw, in terms of the network figures, in terms of ratings, he's like, well, I must do because I've been working for the network in secret for 2 years. That's a story I did not expect to see this morning on pop up on my radar. But I mean, okay, bro. Nice one. Cool. We'll see. I mean, if there's no details on why this arrangement come to an end, the specifics in. I know Russo's holding back for some of the finer details for his Patreon content. So, I mean, I'm sure we'll get more on this over the next few days. But for now, all we know is that Vince Russo has worked for 2 years for USA Network on the sly, according to Vince Russo himself. Now, from Vince Russo over to Dave Meltzer at the Wrestling Observer. And on the latest edition of Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer gave an update on the backstage morale in WWE right now. Of course, this is in a post Vince McMahon landscape. As basically, things are good, things are cool, people are happy, and the key word that jumps out to me in Meltzer's comments is that people have begun to realize that Vince was a hindrance. I think was the phrase he used. Vince McMahon, a hindrance to his own product, to the running of his own organization, to his own company. Never. Who would have imagined that? But yeah, where is it that the quotes here? For the most part, and there are exceptions there too, because there's people who are close to Vince, but for the most part, the talent is very happy because a lot of the weird Vinceisms are gone that didn't need to be there. A lot of the weird stupidity is out the window. Yeah, this it's so crazy after like years of dreadful WWE TV for the most part. It's just it's so refreshing now on a Monday as today to think what's on later. I might actually stay up and watch it. SmackDown's on Friday. I might stick around and watch that. Obviously, being in the UK, it's what a 1 a.m. start time for those programs. But it's just I'm not saying Raw or SmackDown are perfect. There's still plenty of work that needs to be done to both shows. But it's just there's a sense of optimism and dare I say it, hope. God damn it. That we might actually get to see some decent wrestling television on Monday and Friday nights under the stewardship of Paul Levesque, Triple H. And one, I'll just throw this in as a random news segment here. One such change seems to be that Theory may be getting his first name back. That was a little side story I saw today where he's still listed on the WWE roster page on WWE.com as Theory, but listings for the upcoming live events list him as Austin Theory. So we'll see if that's maybe an oversight, a typo, who knows, or if it's something more permanent. Of course, Angel Garza got his first name back recently. Pete Dunne for this coming SmackDown that's going to air on Friday, that was taped last Friday. He's back to his bruiserweight attire, even if he's still known as Butch. So little things. It's the little things that matter, as Arthur O'Cal used to say, and I'm sure still does say. A couple of questions to wrap things up. I will try and be quick because, hey, I know it's just me. There's nothing the backing track on this. It's just me waffling away in my little man cave. Hector Garcia the third, Culture Peg. Happy hashtag Solo Monday. Yes, Solo Monday today. In the Survivor Series type match, the four pillars of AEW and Kenny Omega versus Punk, Danielson, Moxley, Jericho, and Adam Cole. Who's eliminating who and who are the survivors? Right, in terms of who's eliminating who, so we've got the four pillars. So you've got MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy, and Kenny Omega against who was it? Punk, Danielson, Jericho, Adam Cole, and Moxley. To me, I think don't know who eliminates who, but I think Kenny's your last man standing on that side. I think the other team do win. I think Moxley, Bryan Danielson, and CM Punk are left standing as the three survivors. I think Jericho gets eliminated, Adam Cole, baby, gets eliminated, and that's how I go with that. And if it's me, just because I'm feeling it this morning, I'm thinking Bryan Danielson just chokes everybody out in a wide array of different methods and means. Bryan just beats everybody, submits everybody. That's me. That's what I do. But yeah, I think that's how that would go. I think we definitely have those three. Jericho and Cole as the heels can afford to take some losses, and you give something to the other team, and then it's Kenny's the one left standing, and obviously he gets beat eventually. Right. Nixon Newell fan on Twitter has got in touch with any news on Nixon Newell. Well, the news on Nixon Newell is that there is no news. What did Sting used to say? The only thing for sure about Sting is nothing's for sure, which doesn't relate to this at all. But my point being that we've heard nothing on Nixon Newell. It's all gone very, very quiet. Nixon Newell, of course, Tegan Knox, for those who don't know her, if by that name, Nixon Newell was a name previously, and I presume back now again while she's on the Indies, or will be on the Indies. To me, this is just me spitballing, but I fully expect to see Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell in Cardiff this coming weekend at Clash of the Castle. I mean, I believe she's from, is it Bargoed? She's from somewhere near Cardiff, just outside Cardiff, which Bargoed means nothing to anybody watching this, unless you're in Wales, like me. But yeah, she's from near Cardiff. Well, let's just say Cardiff. And it's too perfect an opportunity not to bring her back. Now, of course, Nixon Newell, Tegan Knox was very much one of Triple H's girls in NXT. We've seen Dakota Kai come back, her team kick buddy, and so it's like it seems only a matter of time before Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell is back in the WWE fold. And if you're going to bring her back, what better way than in Cardiff, in a massive show in Cardiff? So it's. I've not heard anything particularly like it's not like I've had my ear to the ground, brother, and this is what I've heard. But that's just me totally speculating as I expect to see her this coming weekend, and I'll be very happy for that. Peter Beveridge got in touch with Vancy. I am a Wrexham. You can see there's a little pendant somewhere there. I'm a Wrexham fan, a football fan for my sins. So with Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney buying Wrexham AFC, what celebrity duo could you see buying a WWE or AEW tag team to promote them up the ranks? Now, the first one that comes to mind with this in terms of celebrities is Will Ferrell, mainly because Will Ferrell has been to watch Wrexham. He's good pals of Ryan Reynolds. I think Will Ferrell would buy the Best Friends. I think there. Will Ferrell and the Best Friends. And then if we're looking at WWE for a tag team and their celebrity involvement, writes itself. We want the smoke. Snoop Dogg and the Street Profits. We want the smoke. We all know very much Snoop Dogg is very much all about the smoke. So there's my shouts on that. What have we got here? Gabe, not a question, but what do you think about this? Roman loses to Drew at WWE Clash of the Castle because of Sami Zayn. On Raw, the Bloodline attacked Zayn for no other than KO coming in for the save, having KO and Sammy win the tag belts at Extreme Rules. I'd be cool with that. I'd be okay with that. I'm really hoping that Roman Reigns wins at Clash of the Castle. I think I'm in the vast minority of that. But I do think that somehow we are getting a KO and Sami Zayn tag team, and I do think that they are going to take the tag titles off the Usos. So it could play out something like that. I'm all for it. It's obviously KO. That's the thing with a prize fighter because obviously Owens has gone back to that prize fighter moniker, that gimmick, I guess you could say. And with that, it doesn't matter who he's against, whether it's babyfaces or heels. Okay, he kind of verges on being a heel himself, but he's just that kind of ass kicker who doesn't care who he's power bombing through the side of the ring or whatever. So I'd be down with that. Right, let's get these wrapped up quickly. Jackie Higgins has got in touch. This was meant for Murray and for Wilborn. I'm afraid. Sorry, Jackie, you're stuck with me today. Do you think Punk will win the rematch if it happens, only for MJF to come out at the end and put him out to challenge for the title? Have a great day, Kings in the morning. I am not a king, unfortunately. Those guys are off. But I think CM Punk has to win the rematch. I think he has to win the rematch. I think to me all along MJF was going to win this title at some point, and for me it was always going to be CM Punk he had to beat for that title. So I think we're on same similar wavelengths there, Jackie. But I think Punk has to win. He has to win. It's that Dynamite match was just so weird to me. Just the most hyped match in the company history, the biggest match in the company's history, and it's the middle of the card on your weekly TV show for free. I mean, there's we can only judge this on how things play out from here on out. But as it stands, it was just like okay, and especially it's one of those people who stayed up again UK time, so it'd be about I think like about 2:10 in the morning when that match started. So I stayed up for that, and then it's like 3 minutes later. All right, okay, cool. And if you are turning Punk heel, do you really want to turn your biggest star? Yeah, we'll see how this all plays out. I'm starting to ramble, so I'm going to wrap up quickly. Jordan Husky Zupin has got in touch. Do you think again for Hamflip, for Wilborn, for Sidgwick, and for Murray this question? But sorry, Jordan, none of those guys are around today. Do you think Danielson will win the IWGP belt so all the Blackpool Combat Club members are strapped up as world champs? Will make them clearly dominant, and it's never been done before. Before it. I don't think it's going to happen. And I think as well, I mean, obviously at the moment, the current IWGP World Champion is Jay White, Switchblade Jay White. And I think him and Danielson would have a great match. But I think if you went that route with giving Brian that belt, I think maybe you'd want to maybe do like Okada and Danielson. Um, or Tanahashi. I always go back to Tanahashi, man. I'm a sucker for the ace. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe we get that. I don't think we get it anytime soon though. But there's other belts that Danielson can get really. And I'm just happy to see Brian Danielson on my TV fighting people. That's it. Elbow people, choking them out, grappling them, just embarrassing them. I'm happy with that. Danielson is one of those stars where he does not need a world title to feel special. He's Brian Damn Danielson, and that's special enough. Right, that is it for today's Solo Monday news with myself, Andrew Pollard. Be sure to come and follow us on Twitter at WhatCulture WWE. You can follow me if you want at Cultured Left Peg. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, follow, turn notifications on, all of that generic stuff. But most importantly, as ever, have a great day. Whether you're doing something, whether you're doing nothing, I hope you have a really, really cool Monday. Don't worry, the normal guys are back tomorrow. I believe Murray and Wilborn are back in the building tomorrow. Not in this building, because that'd be weird, because this is my house. That'd be a bit creepy. But they'll be back tomorrow with your usual news shenanigans, and I'll be back speak next weekend. Either way, I'll be in Cardiff, and it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. Right. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you soon.